Welcome to the channel. Today, we are diving into the explosive story of Gina Carano, a trailblazing MMA fighter turned Hollywood star who went from kicking butt in the cage to stealing scenes in The Mandalorian. Known as the face of women's MMA, Gina was on track for her own Star Wars spin-off. But one Instagram post changed everything. Fired by Disney, dropped by her agency, and labeled cancelled, her career took a nosedive. We'll unpack her rise to fame, the controversies that lead to her downfall, and where she stands today, including her bold lawsuit against Disney, backed by Elon Musk. Is Gina a victim of cancel culture, or did she cross a line? Stay till the end for a big takeaway, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more epic stories. Gina Joy Carano was born on 16 April 1982 in Dallas, Texas, to Dana Joy Kaysen and Glenn Carano, a former NFL quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. Raised in Las Vegas after her parents' divorce, Gina was the middle of three sisters, growing up in a tight-knit Italian-American family that hosts the Great Italian Festival in Reno. A star athlete at Trinity Christian High School, she led her basketball team to a state title and played volleyball and softball. She studied psychology at the University of Nevada, Reno, and UNLV, but her life took a turn when her then-boyfriend, Muay Thai fighter Kevin Ross, introduced her to martial arts. Gina debuted in Muay Thai with a 12-1-1 record, earning the nickname Conviction. In 2006, she transitioned to MMA, competing in Elite XC and Strikeforce, where she went 7-1. Her 2007 fight against Julie Kedzie was Showtime's first televised female bout, and her 2009 clash with Chris Cyborg was the first women's MMA event to headline a major card, drawing millions. Dubbed the face of women's MMA, Gina was Yahoo's third most searched person in 2008 and ranked 5th on the Top 10 Influential Women list. She told MMA Junkie, "I never set out to be a pioneer, but I loved the challenge." Her charisma and fighting skills caught Hollywood's eye. In 2011, Steven Soderbergh cast her as the lead in Haywire, opposite Michael Fassbender and Channing Tatum. The film earned her a Critics' Choice nomination for Best Actress in an Action Film. Roles in Fast and Furious 6, 2013, as Riley Hicks and Deadpool, 2016, as Angel Dust followed, cementing her as an action star. In 2019, Gina landed her biggest role yet, Cara Dune in Disney Plus as The Mandalorian. Her tough yet relatable rebel shock trooper won fans over, and Lucasfilm planned a spin-off, Rangers of the New Republic, with Gina as the star. By 2020, she was at the peak of her career, but trouble was brewing. Gina's downfall began in 2020, when her social media posts sparked outrage. Known for her conservative views, she posted about COVID-19 mask mandates, calling them overreach, and questioned the 2020 US elections' integrity, echoing voter fraud claims. She also mocked pronoun sharing by adding "beep bop boop" to her Twitter bio, a jab at trans inclusivity. In a Hollywood Reporter interview, she said her Mandalorian co-star Pedro Pascal, who has a trans sister, explained pronoun significance. But Gina refused to add them, citing freedom to choose. Fans accused her of transphobia, and the hashtag #HushFireGinaCarano started trending. The final straw came on 10 February 2021. Gina posted an Instagram story comparing the treatment of conservatives in the US to Jews during the Holocaust, writing, "Because history is edited, most people today don't realize that to get to the point where Nazi soldiers could easily round up thousands of Jews, the government first made their own neighbors hate them simply for being Jewish." The post, since deleted, went viral, sparking outrage for trivializing the Holocaust. Lucasfilm issued a statement. Gina Carano is not currently employed by Lucasfilm, and there are no plans for her to be in the future. Her social media posts denigrating people based on their cultural and religious identities are abhorrent and unacceptable. Gina was fired from The Mandalorian, and her character, Cara Dune, was written out. Her agency, UTA, dropped her, and plans for Rangers of the New Republic were scrapped. In a Daily Wire interview, Gina claimed Lucasfilm had been watching her like a hawk and felt she was bullied for her views. She told Tucker Carlson in 2022, "They were chasing me down like a hound dog." Supporters, including Dana Loesch and Donald Trump Jr., called her firing sexist and a product of cancel culture, pointing to Pedro Pascal's 2018 tweet comparing US policies to Nazi Germany, which went unpunished. Critics, however, argued her Holocaust analogy crossed a line, as it misrepresented a genocide driven by ethnicity, not political views. Gina's career took a hit. Her next film, Terror on the Prairie, 2022, made just $804 at the box office, a far cry from her Star Wars days. After her firing, Gina didn't back down. She partnered with the Daily Wire, a conservative media outlet, to produce and star in Terror on the Prairie, 2022, and My Son Hunter, 2022, a film about Hunter Biden. While these projects aligned with her political stance, they lacked the mainstream success of her earlier work. In February 2024, backed by Elon Musk and X Corp, Gina filed a lawsuit against Disney and Lucasfilm in California federal court, alleging wrongful termination and discrimination. She claims Disney targeted, harassed, publicly humiliated, defamed, and went to great lengths to destroy her career for her political views, and treated her differently than male co-stars like Pedro Pascal. She's seeking $75,000 in damages and to be recast as Cara Dune. Disney filed a motion to dismiss in April 2024, arguing they have a constitutional right not to associate with her speech. Gina fired back on X, saying, "Disney will fire you if you say anything they disagree with, even if they have to misrepresent, malign, and mischaracterize you." In August 2024, a judge denied Disney's motion, allowing the lawsuit to proceed, which Gina celebrated, telling Daily Mail, "I was moved to tears." Potential witnesses, including Pedro Pascal and Jon Favreau, have been named for the trial, set for 2025. Now 43, Gina lives on a mountain ranch, finding peace away from Hollywood. She told RGJ, "To find myself outside of the Hollywood box was a compliment." She's also hinted at an MMA comeback, telling the PBD podcast in 2024, "I'm one of the hardest punchers women's MMA has ever seen." While a UFC fight with Ronda Rousey never materialized, Dana White recently downplayed past tensions, saying, "Leave Gina alone. We all make mistakes." Gina remains defiant, tweeting in 2023, "I didn't fumble the bag. I stood for what I believe was right." Her lawsuit and new projects show she's fighting to reclaim her career, but can she return to Hollywood's A-list? Gina Carano's story raises big questions about cancel culture and free speech. Her journey from MMA pioneer to Hollywood star showed her grit, but her outspoken views led to her exile from Disney and mainstream Hollywood. Supporters see her as a victim of an intolerant industry, while critics argue her posts were insensitive and harmful. A 2021 Cato Institute study found 62% of Americans fear sharing political views publicly. Gina's defiance reflects that tension. Her lawsuit against Disney could set a precedent for how studios handle controversial stars. What do you think? Was Gina unfairly cancelled, or did her words justify the consequences? Drop your thoughts below, and let's discuss.